Hey, it's Jen. Welcome to Creepy Culture. Thanks for being here. I am still coordinating with people trying to get their encounters recorded and uploaded to my channel, but basically it's our schedules and time zones that's becoming a problem. But I'm working on those and I'll get those up as soon as I can. So in the meantime, I'm going to tell you something cool that happened to me mid-September, about a month ago. The second time I was out of town. So this time I was in Tennessee at my sister's house, and it was like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't sleep. So she has a screened in deck on the back of her house, and I had went out there and I was probably scrolling TikTok or coloring or something, trying to make myself tired so I could go to sleep. But I was just chilling out there and just listening to all the frogs and crickets because there's so many of them, and it's out in the country, so it's very dark. There's no street lights and there's no light pollution, so it's pitch black unless the moon's shining. So anyway, I'm out there chilling, and she has two neighbors across the street. They're kind of far apart, and the one neighbor is lives up a hill and they have a gravel driveway. So I noticed there was a light over there, which normally there isn't. But I just thought it was like their car only had one headlight and they were about to leave or something, or it was a dirt bike or a four-wheeler or something. I wasn't really. I just noticed a light. So I keep scrolling, doing what I'm doing, and a couple minutes later I look up and that light's like closer to the road, and it's just sitting there, and it's up kind of high. So I'm like, that's not a car or a four-wheeler or anything, because for one, it was making no engine sound. For two, I never heard the gravel in their driveway crunching like something was driving on it. So I started watching it, and this thing was floating real slow, like real slow, and it came across the street onto my sister's property. And my sister has 4 acres, and it's mostly clear except like on that deck I was sitting on, it has a garage under it. Right across from it is a carport. In between the carport and the wood line is just grass, and it's kind of wavy, hilly. So this thing's floating across my sister's yard, and I'm like, it's like 15 to 20 feet off the ground. So I'm at this point knowing that it's not one of the neighbors with a headlamp or a flashlight, because it's too high up, and for two, it wasn't bouncing like somebody was walking, and it wasn't dipping down in those hills in my sister's yard. So I'm like, what in the world, is that an orb? And sure as heck it was, and it was the coolest thing. It was probably the size of a basketball, and no bigger than like one of those blow up beach balls. And it was this real dim diffused white, and in the center of it, it was real light blue in the middle, and on the outside it had a dimmer white white aura around it. And I'm pretty sure this thing did not emit any light onto the ground or on the trees or anything. So basically it's just going real slow, 15 to 20 feet off the ground. It stayed level all the way across the yard. It never went up or down. It just floated real slow. And I watched it as long as I could until it got to the rear part of the property. She has like an L-shaped wood line around the property, and it's pretty thick woods. Like, I can't see the neighbors down the street. I can't see their house or anything through those woods. And anyway, it just floated, and I couldn't see it anymore when it got like to where the pole barn was. Like, the pole barn blocked me from seeing it. But I seen it after it went behind the pole barn. I seen it go into the very rear of the property into the wood line, and that was it. And don't ask me why I didn't grab my phone and record it, because my phone was in my hand the whole entire time. I was just trying to comprehend what I was looking at, and process of elimination. Like, it's not a car, it's not a dirt bike, it's not a four-wheeler, there's no sound. And it wasn't a person, because it wasn't bouncing or going down in those dips in my sister's yard. So when I realized it was an orb, I was just watching it because it was so cool, and it was like the coolest thing I've ever seen. So that was way cool. And I've heard those things are correlated with Bigfoot sightings. I did not see a Bigfoot, thankfully. And coincidentally, though, 3 years prior to that, when I was visiting my sister at her lake house, which is 2 miles down the road, once again, I was out on her deck listening to frogs and crickets, and it was probably about the same time, like between midnight and 2 or 3 in the morning, because I'm a night owl. I have problems sleeping, so I stay up late. Anyway, I was out there and I heard the dog across the lake going off, and I just thought, dang, that thing's after a critter, you know, like a raccoon, or they have armadillos down there. So I thought it was just barking at a critter or something, because the houses are real far apart. So I didn't think they were like barking at a person. They were just going off. The dog was just going off. And anyway, I don't know, like 30 seconds later, I heard this deep, angry, aggressive yell, and it was so loud that it vibrated my chest from across the lake, and it scared me to death. It went for a long time, and I just remember going, what? And my hair stood up, and I was like, I knew what that was. I knew that that could not be a human, because how deep it was, how long it yelled, and how loud. The volume was tremendous. I couldn't believe it. And no human can yell like that. No human can yell like that. And the biggest critter they have down there is a black bear, and it definitely wasn't a black bear yelling like that. So it scared me so bad, I ran in the house like a little scaredy cat, and I went straight to the bathroom in the back of the house where there's no windows, and I just sat there, and I was telling my daughter, you ain't gonna believe what I just heard. It had to be a Bigfoot. So the next day, I Googled about Bigfoot sightings where she lives at, and man, there are so many Bigfoot sightings down there. It's ridiculous. They're like infested with them down there. So I was like, oh wow. So thankfully, when I saw that orb, I did not see a Bigfoot, because let me tell you, I'm all about Bigfoot, but I surely do not ever want to see one of those, because I'm pretty sure it would traumatize me, and I've had enough trauma in my life. I don't need that. So yeah, that happened, and I'm not quite sure if, you know, they really are correlated with Bigfoot sightings, but a lot of people report seeing those orbs like I saw, and then the same time-ish, before or after, they'll see a Bigfoot. So anyway, glad I didn't. Anyway, that happened too down there. So if you've ever seen an orb, seen a Bigfoot, dog man, have a ghostly encounter, or anything else weird like that, I would really love to hear about it. So if you want to email me, you can at creepyculture@yahoo.com, or you can find Creepy Culture on Facebook and message me on there, and I would love to hear it and put it on my channel for everybody else to hear too, because I think it's important to share. That's how you learn about stuff. So anyway, thank you so much for being here, and thanks for listening, and I'll see you very soon on my next episode. Thank you.